Hello and welcome to Spectral Searches. I'm here with Papa Frank and Eric, and we're going to be investigating the Beck House.
That was such a good take!
Okay.
Such a good take!
The Beck House has a rich history, and settlement of the land can be traced back to as early as 800 AD. The Wyandot people settled in semi-permanent villages in the area, but it wasn't until 1536 that they were first encountered by French explorers, which dubbed them the Huron people. Etienne Brulé was the first European to set foot in the Penetanguishene area around 1610, but was murdered in 1633 just across from the modern town of Penetanguishene. In 1793, John Simcoe visited the area and saw the location's potential as a naval base. He wanted to use the bay to shelter warships to protect Upper Canada, which had coasts opposite the Northwest Territory and New York State of the United States of America. This was the origin story of the Discovery Harbor, which is still located in the area today. The Penetanguishene Treaty of 1798 was an early land agreement between First Nations and British authorities in Ontario, which was Upper Canada at the time. It was one of a series of Upper Canada land surrenders. The treaty encompassed land on Georgian Bay at the northern tip of the peninsula at the present-day Penetanguishene, as well as an island on the harbor. The British wanted to establish a naval presence on Lake Huron before the Americans could, and the purchase of the land would allow this. The naval yard was built in 1813. In 1814, the Penetanguishene Road was constructed to provide a land route to British military supply depots on Kempenfont Bay, where Barrie is today. In 1828, the main British military establishment on the Upper Lakes moved from Drummond Island to Penetanguishene. Families of fur traders who had moved with the British to Drummond Island after the War of 1812 moved again to Penetanguishene. They settled in the town and the surrounding area. In the 1840s, French-speaking families from Canada East joined the Drummond Island settlers already in the area. Later, as the logging industry began to develop, more English-speaking settlers arrived. Penetanguishene became the local market and meeting place for these individuals. Many of the Penetanguishene families today are descended from the Quebecois settlers who arrived in the 1800s, giving the town a marked bilingual nature. Although the naval base was closed in 1834, the military base remained until 1856. Some of the troops settled in the area after the service was completed, contributing to the English-speaking population. Charles Beck, from 1838 to 1915, was a German immigrant who moved to Penetanguishene in 1865. Initially, he delivered wood in a cart about town, but he soon became determined to establish a sawmill. In 1854, the lumbering boom, second in scale only to that of the Ottawa Valley, opened in North Simcoe County. Beck acquired the rights to the timber bursts on the north side of the Penetanguishene Harbor, and in 1873, Beck and his partner Gropp built the Red Mill. The Red Mill was a substantial mill on the Penetanguishene waterfront. The mill began to prosper, and by 1878, Beck had bought out his partner and established the C. Beck Lumbering Company. In the meantime, he had also opened a factory to produce wooden pails and boxes from the discarded mill ends. Beck was also one of several regional businessmen to acquire a charter from the provincial government to build a railway from Barrie to Penetanguishene. However, this was then leased to the Canadian Northern Railroad in 1878 before being completed. By 1880, both of Charles Beck's companies were set in place for their long-term prosperity. The Beck House, located at 83 Fox Street in Penetanguishene, Ontario, was constructed in 1885 by Charles Beck. Due to the successes of Charles Beck's lumbering work, he spared no expense. In addition to his successful companies, Charles Beck was also the mayor from 1892 to 1895. Charles Beck had a wife named Amelia and 9 children. Unfortunately, in 1893, Amelia died from a ruptured spleen in the room with the red curtains. In 1903, Charles Beck bought the first automobile. In 1907, tragedy would strike again when 2 of Beck's children, Jacob and Charlie, died in the house. Due to the early death of Charles's wife, he asked his daughter Mary to raise the other siblings. However, she left to get married herself, which did not sit well with Charles. Because of this, Charles left her only $1 in his will. Despite this fact, Charles was known to have been a philanthropist and helped build a church and helped to establish a school. In 1915, Charles fell into the water with his horse and carriage and drowned. His 4 other sons, Walter, Alfred, George, and William, took over the C. Beck Manufacturing Company, which stayed in operation until 1969. We cover this much history of the land and the house to establish that many people have lived on the land. With the history going back as far as 800 AD, the area must be filled with love, loss, grief, disagreements, and more that could add to the chance of capturing evidence of ghosts or the paranormal. The house itself has a rich history with up to 18 ghosts and a suggested ghost dog. But when we're investigating, it's important to determine what type of haunting we're investigating. There are 2 types. Residual hauntings, which can have many characteristics, such as orbs, EVP sessions that catch repeated phrasing, the sounds of footsteps, apparitions that are disinterested in their environments, and opening and closing of doors, just to name a few. Alternatively, there are also intelligent hauntings. Intelligent hauntings can include many of these same phenomena but will have an intelligent reaction. Moving items, communications over EVPs, Ouija boards, etc. The list of detected evidence in the Beck House is large and includes chills or bad feelings of being followed, orbs, the smell of cigars, dreams, knocking, whispering from a man, apparitions, full sentences on EVP, music box sounds, moving of items, doors closing on their own, dark shadows moving through the hallways, the tugging of people's hair, and headaches. There's also been noted activity in the middle window of the top floor, and negative spheres were felt by a medium. This list encompasses both residual and intelligent hauntings, so we will need to be on the lookout for orbs, shadow people, elementals, as we are close to water, children, and while Charles Beck's children did die young, they were still not young children, so we'll also need to be cautious of demons as well. So with all that being said, it's time to go out and search the spectral plains. We pulled up to the Beck House around 3 o'clock in the afternoon after a 2-hour drive. The Beck House stands 3 stories tall with an ominous, haunting appearance that is unique against the suburban neighborhood. After getting acquainted with the house, passing the signatures of the paranormal investigators who came before us, we grabbed our ghost hunting kits, food, and sleep gear and climbed the 3 stories of spiraling stairs up to our apartment, ready for a night of fun, investigations, and we hope, some ghosts. Entering apartment 302, we found a quaint, comfortable apartment ready for our stay. However, we also realized that we need to spread out our investigation. Our investigation would need to cover the green room, the full kitchen, and its pantry full of food. The living room, complete with creepy dolls, board games, and 2 closets. And finally, the red room, where I will be sleeping. But prior to our investigation, Papa Frank had a surprise for us.
Happy Ghost Busted. Our own personal Spectral Searches shirts. This one here belongs to Josh.
Oh, thanks.
And this one's...
Hey guys.
I was not expecting that! The fucking Mr. Rogers entrance! So you're gonna come and say, hey guys, what do we do?
Oh no, I mean, like, I'm just gonna go with what we're doing right now.
What do you mean?
I just cut it.
That's
I
it?
I won't even include all like the dumbass shit we do.
Oh!
Like, oh, that hi was just me saying hi to you.
Oh.
We can like film just me like.
Yeah, and I'll zoom in on you doing that. Okay, so
Hold on. Keep going.
okay, so basically, yeah, Charles Beck was a German immigrant that moved here in 1865. He was he delivered lumber in like a little wood cart, and then he ended up pairing up with a friend, and they made the Red Mill, which is somewhere by the water, which is that way. Got rich, made a second company, also did really well, so he built this house. Jurassic Park style, spared no expense.
Fair enough.
Yeah, he had 9 children.
Whoa!
9 children, pretty sure it was 9
No,
children.
that's almost like my mom's family.
But unfortunately, his wife died in the room over there of a ruptured spleen.
Oh!
And, that was in 1893.
Sorry about
So
that.
he asked his oldest daughter to raise the children, but she ended up leaving to get married. He did not like that because he wanted her to be around to raise the kids.
Okay.
So he left her $1 in his will, and that was it. And obviously he's doing pretty well.
Classic.
Aside from that, though, apparently people say he was a really nice guy, really good guy. He like helped build a church, helped build a school.
Wow.
All that
Carl
kind of
Beck
stuff.
did?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
In 1907, 2 of his children died.
He didn't start a band.
He did not start a band.
Okay.
Not in 1907, at least.
Okay.
But yeah, he 2 of his other children died, and then yeah, he died in 1915 with his horse and carriage and fell in the water and drowned.
Whoa.
So some of the stuff that I want to do from other videos I've seen, apparently 1, he doesn't like men in his house. So we got a good start already. on that.
Okay.
2, apparently he doesn't like the typical ghost hunting, like, can you knock, please? Or are you there? Apparently he's a guy that likes having full conversations. So a lot more of like, I guess more interesting questions than the simple stuff that most people do with ghost hunting things. Apparently. And yeah, apparently like I was saying earlier, every ghost hunting channel that's done here or documented stuff is like apparitions, smelling cigars, feeling like getting tugged, pushed down the stairs, I think was one of them. Apparently there's an angry lady ghost. Some say it's Mary, the daughter that he gave $1 to. Others are saying it might be his wife. Apparently a ghost will tuck you in at night. So maybe you guys will get sucked in. Yeah, so people say that might be the mother because she was like more mothering. But there's a lot of different sites saying different things. Yeah, aside from that, 18 ghosts apparently. The only 3 people have been confirmed to have died here. So that's kind of interesting. A ghost dog, apparently.
Okay.
But yeah, also like the knocks, feeling weird, all that kind of stuff. I will say though, we've been here for a while.
I'm not gonna lie, I
haven't noticed anything.
No, me neither.
Like no noises.
I feel weird right now.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because we're talking about the stuff
Maybe,
and we're in a gloomy place. But like,
It's a creepy room.
It is a creepy place.
It is creepy. I am feeling some like I'm feeling uncomfortable right now.
So some of the stuff that I want to try, 1, he's supposed to be German, so I'm gonna try talking in German.
Oh.
Say something that most people won't understand, and if you get an intelligent response back, maybe that's the thing or not.
Right. What did you bring?
I got the K2, we've got the thermal camera, we've got holy water, which I don't think we're gonna use. We also did bring in one of our friends is a witch that made some, I don't know what they call them, sprays. They're supposed to help with attracting things, protecting things, all that. They smell delightful.
Okay.
So we bought those. Ouija board, pendulum board.
I'm not doing that. I'm not
Let's
doing
see. You said that last time too.
Yeah, but I'm
the laser
no.
grid.
Yeah, the laser.
Yeah.
Okay.
That doorway's creepy.
Which doorway?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys say we cut it here and start the live stream.
Well, we cut it here and cut into that casserole.
Yeah, just the end part. Okay. To the spirits that are in this place, we just want to let you know that we come here in peace, want to do no harm. We just want to know more about you, know more about what's there in the afterlife. We want to know your stories, show that there is existence. We hope that you welcome us with open arms, do us no harm, that, things are good between us. Okay.
So as part of our investigating, I want to take some baseline readings because I want to be able to see if anything is real or established. So we're going to try our K2 first. Let's go around and measure this in the different areas of the whole apartment here. Okay, so I will say that I'm a little bit spooked. Not a lot, but I could have sworn I just heard something behind me in this room. But I think it's just this. It is quite creaky around here.
In order to establish more accurate readings, I covered the entire apartment. In this instance, Papa Frank was recording the temperatures, and we shared our results to cover the apartment faster.
Kitchen. Look at this handsome bastard back here, eh? Yeah, rock and roll, man.
The results are documented on my periodic records checklist to help with ensuring proper investigations. This form will allow us to check initial instances of breezes, opening and closing of doors, EMF, and temperature, as well as the usage of holy water. We also periodically check these factors and utilize typical paranormal investigative techniques. This time, we also incorporated our new sprays from Moon Cadences.
What's that?
Hey, Frankie.
Hey,
Check out this.
what's that?
Well, Frankie, our friend that's a witch created these nice sprays from Moon Cadences.
You're kidding. Can I see that?
Yeah, absolutely. They come in all sorts of varieties, such as attract, protection, and what's that one you got there, Frankie?
Cleanse.
Wow, that seems like it'd be useful for ghost hunting.
It sure can. You can get yours today.
With the notes recorded, we are finally able to begin our investigation.
So after snacking a bit on the couch and watching some memes on YouTube, waiting for nightfall to really start the stream, Josh comes into the kitchen and realizes the drawer was open. Explain.
Well, it sounds like none of us did it. Well,
Yeah.
none of us are owning up to doing it.
Did you do anything, Eric?
I got fruit by the foot.
Yeah, he has fruit by the foot.
Yeah, I did not open anything.
Yeah,
And Frankie, you say you did not open anything.
And honestly, I didn't do anything either. This is all. I didn't touch it.
Okay, so I was saying earlier that absolutely nothing really seemed to be happening. Now that we're recording things, a drawer has mysteriously opened. And we both just heard some kind of thumping noises. Frankie says he hears it above him. I can't really tell where I'm hearing it from, so I'm going to trust Frankie on that.
Yeah, I heard from above here, but from above here.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if it could potentially be the stairs. Maybe we can test that later.
Okay.
I'll just go out there, walk up and down the stairs, and thump it.
That.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Is that you? Can you make a complaint to Red?
I can't believe that drawer opened on its own. That's crazy.
I don't believe that opened on its own. I believe you did it.
Dude,
I didn't. I actually didn't.
What?
I asked it if you can blink to Red, and it blinked to Red.
Oh yeah?
Well,
Picture
mask
didn't
did
happen.
that.
See if I'll do it again.
Can you do that again, please, for the camera? Can you please blink it to Red?
So, one of these things is different than it used to be. And I came into this room.
Just blink right now.
That was in that corner before.
Well, eyes are done. Okay.
And at first it's like, whoa, what was that?
I didn't
And
do
then you just see
anything.
this guy laughing in the background. Ghost
I'm
hunting.
gonna start.
So the one, just make some notes, I guess. So we did hear a bunch of thumping upstairs, though all that thumping really just kind of seems to be people walking in the stairs in the hallway. It just kind of sounds like it's resonating through a bit. But I'm not discrediting. I mean, maybe there are noises we haven't heard yet. Maybe we'll be subjected to more. But, yeah. Yeah, Frankie's filming his own thing. Fuck that guy. Okay, so, as we were talking before, apparently Mr. Beck does not appreciate really dumb, simple questions. He wants to have an elaborate conversation.
Okay.
So, not just, are you there? You know, turn off the light. He's probably like, it's my home, why are you telling me to turn off the light? So, I guess, I've got a couple questions of my own that I was going to go through,
Okay.
but also I was going to try to do it in German too, because
You spoke German.
he spoke German. He's a German immigrant. I thought he might appreciate that.
Okay.
So to start, ich spreche kein Deutsch. I don't speak German. Aber ich werde es gerne mit einem Schurken. Sprichst du Deutsch mit mir?
Can we take this seriously, Eric? For fuck's sakes. First the finger down my back.
That
Which
wasn't me.
That was you. Shut up. I heard your arm move. I want to take this seriously, man.
Okay.
Ich verstehe, dass Sie kein einfach Ja oder Nein fragen mögen. Kann ich weitere Fragen stellen? Soweit ich weiß, wären Sie Bürgermeister. Mein Vater ist Bürgermeister einer Stadt in meiner Nähe. Hat es Ihnen gefallen, Bürgermeister zu sein? Sie haben das erste Auto in der Stadt gekauft. Hat sie das popular gemacht? Können wir stattdessen Englisch sprechen? Meine Freundin sprechen kein Deutsch. So the next thing that I would do if I'm following this list would be spirit box.
Spirit box,
Yeah.
okay. Did you hear that?
Really a little-
Very, very faint. Yeah, very faint something.
Almost spotted in the living room.
What now?
Yeah.
Are you currently in the living room? And if you are in the living room, you grab me a fruit roll-up. You were mayor. Did you enjoy being mayor before?
Tell us more about yourself. How old were you when you became mayor?
What is your opinion on the current state of immigration in Canada?
Oh my god, Eric.
I mean, it would be a good conversation piece.
Yeah. We really need to check on that dress.
We'll move, yeah, we'll head there.
I don't think anyone would have moved it.
Yeah, I definitely think it's exactly where it was left, wasn't it?
Yes.
Well, Mr. Beck, if you're in here, I think you're smart for doing that, but it's maybe a little bit rude to your daughter.
Whoa.
Maybe.
Mr. Beck, was that you that just said something on the ghost box? Yes.
That just sounded yes, didn't it?
Yeah, I actually heard that one.
Mr. Beck, was Josh's German pronunciation good?
How fast?
You said it's good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Beck.
With the interesting results of the spirit box, we decided to attempt a more visual method of communication using the K2 EMF reader. In this method, we asked that the spirits manipulate the K2 through electromagnetic fields to generate simple yes or no answers.
Please stand in front of the table right here in front of us and make that device go off. And, did you see that? Was that you? Is that you, Mr. Beck? I said yes.
The K2 EMF reader continued to give off responses to various questions. However, it also went off unprompted.
Well, we should try this thing now.
Yeah.
The headphones.
Mr. Beck, I'm going to put on some headphones and we're going to try an experiment.
What we should do though is have you go to a different room. Because
Yeah.
those are voice games, so
Yeah.
you can hear them.
Yeah. So, Mr. Beck, I'm going to ask you some questions. Or sorry,
I'll ask
Josh,
some questions.
Josh and Eric will ask you some questions. I'm going to go in another room, and please direct the answers to the questions to me through the spirit box.
So I think that Frankie's really dumb. You don't think he hears. Yeah, so you were...
Ready?
That was rude of Frankie.
Very rude.
Just very rude. Do you think that was rude of Frankie to interrupt me while I was talking?
Work?
Did you say work? Okay, whatever, just keep going, I guess. You want to talk about work, maybe?
Do you find the neighbors below us disruptive?
That is jumping a lot.
How about when you were in the lumber business? How do you think the neighbors feel about Frankie yelling from the other room? Is there a limitation on the fact that you are here, potentially with EMF, but you're trying to communicate?
Eat!
I was talking.
Juice?
You want some juice? You want some Sunny D? Everyone likes Sunny D.
How is your cholesterol?
So, I guess
I want it!
you want the Sunny D?
Coming back, guys.
Go for it, man. Alright.
Oh, sorry?
You're good.
Anything interesting?
He wants the Sunny D. We're gonna go get some Sunny D.
Hold on, we're just gonna. So, we actually. This is probably some of the best EVP. Some of the
Jesus
best.
Christ, Eric.
Some of the best stuff we've ever experienced. But, honey, this is the dress. Right here.
This is some Sunny Delight. We're gonna leave this out for Mr. Beck.
Is that you, Mr. Beck? Can you flicker it again for yes? Okay. Mr. Beck, I just want to confirm this. Mr. Beck, did you have any pets? Yes?
I mean, it is going off again. There is no TV. Did you leave for a bit and come back?
Maybe he got some like ghost Sunny D.
So I got a question for you because we did another ghost hunting earlier called Ghost Road. And there's a lot of different groups all doing ghost hunting. Are you able to be in more than one place at a time?
Or are you like stuck here?
Whoa, whoa.
Do you just like hang out with your old car?
Holy shit. Mr. Beck, was that you in the kitchen earlier today? Yes. Okay.
Mr. Beck, in order to establish if this is an accurate method of communication, can you not do anything on there for 2 minutes straight? Nothing. And go.
Oh.
It's not 2 minutes, man. That was like 2 seconds. Okay, if you're not Mr. Beck, anyone that's using this thing right now, can you just not do anything for 2 minutes?
No self-control.
Actually, you know what? I wonder. Oh.
It is alarming though too because they like say that high EMF can make people feel weird, right? Like give them anxiety, stress. So people are saying they got like anxiety and stress in here. This thing's going pretty high by itself frequently. So I think if you're like more prone to being affected by it, and you've got like consistently high EMFs going off around you, maybe that's why people feel weird when they're in here.
The living room area provided us with a number of different potentially paranormal results. From a soft male voice on the spirit box to the K2 demonstrating changes in electromagnetic fields, there's a lot to consider and to analyze. After documenting these evidences, I began to continue my periodic documentations and measurements of the apartment.
Doing 24. Frankie's butt.
Hold on, let me just fix it.
27. All right. Right on. Right on. And I looked at like when I first did it, I was still getting like up to 3 on the K2. So I think there's something giving off EMF over here, or EMFs are passing through here.
That's what I mean. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, it's interesting, and we did get like patterns of it. Like
We did get some intelligent stuff, even through Spirit Box as well. I really think there is some stuff.
With our current completion of the living room area, we decided to move onto the red room. This is the room that I would be sleeping in. This is also the room that Amelia Beck, Charles Beck's wife, was said to have died in. At one point, this room was supposedly giving off the most paranormal results, but it's thought now that the green room has more activity. We decided that our methods of communication were effective in the living room and decided to continue with our EVP, Spirit Fox, and EMF in this room as well.
Why don't we just do EVP first, and then do the Spirit Box after?
This is from April 22nd, 1989.
Huh. Weird. So, obviously there is Carl Beck, who we were trying to talk to before, but also Amelia died in this room. And I don't know if this is probably not the actual bed, but are you upset that we are in this room where your loved one died, or if you were Amelia, sorry that you died?
Yeah, that's kind of
It
sucks.
sounds like a pretty shitty way to go. If we're not talking to Carl Beck, because as I understand it, he enjoys having your skin real close there. It's alright. If you're not Carl Beck, maybe you'll be okay with easy yes and no questions. If you can't speak directly, you can knock on things. So maybe let's do 1 knock for yes, 2 knocks for no, or you can talk and we'll try to listen to it later to see what you said. So is there anyone here? There's a lot of TV going on, though. I can hear that. If Carl Beck is here, sprichst du Deutsch mit mir? Is there anything that you would like to tell us about the afterlife? If we were over there, if that was you we were talking to, it seemed like you were kind of quiet about it. You didn't really want to give us yes or no answers on there, but maybe you just don't feel like yes or no's. So could you elaborate at all on what the experience is after you died? So you have 3 ways of answering us for any of these. You can talk, you can use the K2 EMF reader, you can knock, you could become an apparition and come and hang out. We can just be 4 dudes chilling on a bed. Except for Eric, he's over there in the chair.
I'll just watch.
He's just gonna watch. Mr. Beck, we have a casserole in the other room. Do you think we should eat that soon? Our friend Eric over here took some weird photos through a window. A window that's...
Did I just blink, or did I miss, or no, or was that just me tripping?
You're just tripping, man.
Okay, cool. Is this...
Just mid-question.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. I apologize. Go ahead.
Why do you have a window on the inside
Hey,
of
Mr.
your
Beck,
house?
Sorry. Also, I just want to say, just aside from the spirit stuff, chat, if you're typing right now, I can't see anything. Sorry.
Mr. Beck, can you please read the chat for Frankie?
Right now we have, so I'm gonna try. So he has a thermal camera installed on his phone. We're gonna try doing this. Okay. If there's anybody here, please touch my hand. Oh, my hand feels kind of cold.
It's not, because it's like one of the hottest spots in your body.
Really?
Yeah.
You see anything?
No.
Can anyone please touch the palm of my hand? So it makes it... Oh my god. Did you feel that?
That's pretty weird.
What?
Look how hot the dress is.
Let's see. Wow, that is hot.
Use your thermometer.
Yeah.
It might be because the material it is. It might just be reflecting heat. But
yeah, it's probably absorbing heat. It's 23.5.
how much is that wall?
It's 21.
After trying to communicate more physically with the inhabitants of the apartment, it was time to try our spirit box to see if we could hear any voices from the spectral plane.
Mr. Beck, were you in tip-top healthy shape? Dan, were you a fit man? Were you healthy?
Mr. Beck, can you answer questions that are not just yes and no? Get more syllables in there.
I hear his voice. There's stuff coming through, but it's hard to
Can't really make out anything.
Yeah, it's hard to make out. He's trying to speak to us.
Are you mad that we are in this room, considering this was your wife's room? Kind of sounds like a female voice there.
I heard not really. I heard like, not really.
Yeah. If you're gonna do anything weird at night, can you do it in the other room? There'll be 2 people in the other room, so it is so hard to tell when Eric is joking around.
I know!
It's like, do you see that?
You got it!
Looking this way, like, oh, I heard something. Like, I don't. Are you doing it?
Oh my god.
I felt something cold on my back.
No? Okay, we're going to maybe move on to do something different. Do you have anything that you would like to say before we leave this room? Before we leave this room?
I thought I heard your name.
Yeah, I heard it too. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time in this room. We're gonna. Oh wait, hold on. Are you okay with us having the interviewing the now owner of this place?
Can you please sign a talent release form?
Well, I heard, yep.
During the middle of our investigation, we had the opportunity to meet with Brenda, the owner of the Beck House. Brenda explained to us that when she first bought the house, she was not a believer in ghosts, but the experience here had led her to believe in them. She divulged in what the experience was and talked about some of the other ghost hunters that had visited the Beck House. Throughout the interview, she verified that others had several of the experiences that we had, including hearing a soft male voice through the spirit box, drawers opening in the kitchen, and some thumping above us. One key detail that she mentioned is that many people had more activity when they were not performing the investigation with cameras, and that the Beck family tended to be around when people were simply hanging out. You can find the full interview on the Spectral Searches YouTube channel. After our interview with Brenda, the owner of the apartment and of Beck House, many of our previous findings were supported. Our next room for investigation was the Green Room. This room is said to have a portal in it due to the 3 mirrors presented on 3 of the walls converging over the bed.
And supposedly there's a total of like 11 to 18 spirits in this place. With a potential, well, the owner said that she might have accidentally opened up a portal in here too, which is probably the result of the 18 ghosts, is what I'm saying, right? Or like that many, you know?
Well, like she was saying though, just kind of the numbers add up when you start looking at him having a gigantic family.
I guess so.
Right?
Yeah.
There's already 11 people just in his family, and then
fair enough.
adding
Yeah.
maids and stuff. Like
yes,
yeah.
but
Like,
it goes well with ghost testicles on the other hand. Yeah, ghost testicles on the other hand. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna start with EVPs. Recording.
Excellent. Is there anybody here with us? Such as, this is really weird having this many mirrors actually. Everywhere I look, Frankie's staring at me.
Yeah, there's a lot of mirrors in here.
Yes. Yeah, is there anybody here with us? If you are here with us, you can communicate with us either through the voice recorders by just talking regularly, or you can utilize the K2 EMF reader over there by making that light change towards the red end. If you're going to go with knocking, we'll say that 1 knock means yes and 2 knocks means no.
Mm-hmm.
So if it is Mr. Beck that is here, you had a really great lumber business. We just heard a lot about some of your other stories through Brenda, and she was saying that there's the construction across the way there that you don't like and you aren't happy with what's going on with that. Did they cut down the trees that you planted with your family to put that construction in there? And did that make you mad because you had a lumber industry and then you were told you had to close it, or your family had to close it, and then they cut down the trees? I mean, it's kind of ironic.
Amelia, if you're here, we would love to have you make yourself known. Come through with the EMF or anything here. Just tell us anything about yourself. What's next?
Well, I was going to ask, I particularly enjoy whiskey myself, and as I understand it,
Oh, right.
you also enjoy whiskey. What type of whiskey do you enjoy most?
Despite the Green Room's new reputation and increase in documented activity, we found that there was no response from the EMF and very little intelligible responses over the spirit box. After analyzing the EVP sessions, we also found there was little to no responses on that as well. Because of this, we decided to try other paranormal investigative techniques such as a thermal camera to look for changes in heat distribution, and an isolated spirit box with headphones to attempt to focus our responses.
Mr. Beck, can you please tell us what kind of whiskey you like?
Follow the window.
What?
They're like, I keep looking at that window because you can see out of it a little bit. Yeah, it's super creepy. It's like some weird back room.
This window?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's creepy as hell.
Okay.
Because it leads nowhere.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yo,
That's so weird.
I'm not sure if you guys heard that, but I think I heard it. Don't call me.
Sure that
So we're gonna try this other experiment. I'm gonna chill in here. Eric and Josh are gonna go to the living room.
no, you leave
Oh, I leave.
because they're here, so we need to talk to them here, right?
So you're gonna try it, right?
I can go to the living room.
Yeah, make Eric do it. I want to see what he says.
Okay. Okay.
Go put headphones on.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be very interesting.
I heard call the Beck girl.
Call the Beck girl? Amelia? Or Mary?
Yeah. Is this Mary or Amelia?
There are two others, but I don't know their names.
I'm getting a lot of music,
Is it ghost music?
but I can't, like, anytime I do your voice, it's so quick I can't really even pick up what's in the word.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's more from a radio station.
Okay.
I haven't heard anything that sounds like it would be anything that's not a radio station.
Throughout the night, Papa Frank had been seeing things out of the corner of his eye in the living room area, and it was suggested by the owner that this could be Amelia Beck. We had previously found that there was increased activity in the living room on our spirit box and K2 EMF reader. We decided to investigate the living room again using a laser grid and 2 different K2 EMF readers this time.
Amelia, if that's you, can you please use the EMF to respond to our questions? We'd love to hear from you too, Amelia. Could you blink for yes and don't blink for no? We're going to answer you some questions. Thank you so much for that response. Appreciate that. Wow, thank you so much, Amelia. Amelia, could you, do you mind us asking personal questions or no?
1 to 10, are you okay with that?
I believe it goes to 5.
Oh, crap.
That's an, oh. Is that a yes? Blink for yes, no blink for no. Thank you.
That seems weird.
That was a big spike. That was a yes. Was your marriage with Charles beautiful? Was it a good marriage? Nice.
Oh, nice.
We're happy for you. Do you spend time with your children?
No.
You don't. Do you like beer? No. Okay. Do you like? Oh wait. You do like beer? Okay. Are you a fan of liquor as well? Oh, you like liquor. You like liquor. Okay.
Do you get the opportunity to hang out with Charles Beck, your husband, in the afterlife now? Or are you guys separate?
Do you and Charles Beck still spend time together? Yes.
Seems legit.
Okay. Nice.
This seems legit.
Okay. Wow.
Was Frankie seeing you earlier walking around this corner?
Oh yes. Was that you earlier walking behind me? Was that you? It was.
Can you walk over there now? These green dots will make it easier to see if you're there.
I feel something cold here. Is it cold? There's a cold area. It's cold here. It feels cold here.
You should try not to touch it because you're interrupting the lens.
Hit it.
So, if that was Mary that made your hand cold, right? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? Yes.
It was.
So-
It was Mary that made my hand cold. Okay.
So can Mary go stand in the green lasers then?
Did you ride, Amelia? Did you ride in Charles Beck's car with him a lot? Was that something you did a lot? Yeah. yeah. So
So Mr. Beck was not talking very much about what it is like after death. Are you open to talking about that?
Are you okay with talking about the afterlife? Yeah? Okay.
Is it nice there?
Yeah, it's nice. Okay.
Yeah, is it really nice there? We were asking before if there were a lot of people.
There is a lot. Okay. Are a lot of them good people?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Are there bad people there too? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So is it a lot like the living where there's good and bad? Oh, okay. Interesting.
Would you be able to go over to that EMF reader over there?
Yes.
On the
Could
chair
you?
and sit down in the chair?
Would you be okay with coming over here to this one? Josh over here has an EMF here as well, and could you just come over here? Here, I'll move it closer so maybe it can be easier. Oh, it blinked! It blinked!
It does when you touch it sometimes.
Oh, sorry. Can you make that? Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is. Thank you so much, Amelia. Thank you so much for making yourself known. We really appreciate the things you do. Wow, that is wow. That was that was a full-on conversation.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the most compelling evidence that I've seen for ghosts.
See,
Yeah, me too. I'd say that.
The
But
most compelling.
see,
I don't know
that's
if I buy it yet, but you know.
that's actually amazing that even Josh even said that, to be honest.
Well,
Like the most compelling evidence you can find that he can come.
He said it's the most compelling. He didn't say he believed it.
No, but even so, that's still kind of big, you know. Oh, hold on, the EMF's going off.
It's probably because she's moving your shoes.
Amelia, did Eric move my shoes to the kitchen? Blink for yes. Don't blink for no.
See, told you.
It wasn't Eric. Was it you, Amelia? Was it Mr. Charles Beck that moved my shoes? Did I move the shoes there? Was it Josh who moved them? It was? It was Josh?
Oh, you're such a liar. It actually wasn't me.
It
Don't
was.
lie.
Earlier in the night, Eric had moved Papa Frank's shoes and claimed that it was something paranormal. If this is a true communication with Amelia Beck, then she's lying. If this lie is caught, what other lies do we not catch?
So from 1 to 10, how haunted do you guys feel?
I mean, more so than anywhere else.
I mean, to be fair, there's only one other one.
I mean, I did Ghost Road,
That's true.
which like the EMF was going nuts there,
Yeah.
but there's like so many people there where it's like, is this all just cell phones like bouncing off each other? Like,
Yeah.
and like, it was kind of, you're getting like talking to it and stuff like that, but it's going off and you're not talking to.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, well, is this intelligent conversation or is this just something going on?
It's kind of how I feel right now.
It is hard to tell when
It
it's
was
like,
kind of going off even when you guys weren't talking
Yeah.
to it, so.
I think the most compelling thing was when it wasn't going off on this chair, and like, can you go over that chair, and then it went off. I
Yeah.
was like,
Okay.
alright, that was an interesting.
It was suggested that Charles Beck and his family enjoyed just hanging out with the guests of their house. So for the end of our investigation, we just hung out in the room. It was during this time that Papa Frank noted the smell of an unsmoked cigar.
Well, it is bedtime now. I hear that one of these ghosts will tuck you in, so here's hoping that I get tucked into bed tonight.
It is interesting that when it's dark and at nighttime, on a full day of Just looking for a goose. You can actually get pretty spooked, you know? Definitely ends up being kind of creepy at nighttime. Well, it was a bit of a comfy night, but temperature was getting hot and cold, and there's some like knocking noises in the middle of the night, but that was it. Frankie heard some voices at 5:30ish, but he couldn't make out what it was saying.
Wait,
A little tiny Eric in the background, so cute.
did you want me just to go back to the spirits for you?
Oh no, I was just including you in this moment. Alright, we're going to be leaving the Beck House, so we're just saying thanks to all the spirits and ghosts that are here.
Mhm.
Thank you to Mr. Beck, Amelia, Mary, everyone we talked to, and all the ones we don't know the names of.
Thank you for letting
There
us
you go.
stay here for the night. Appreciate it.
As we left, I stopped at the house's small shop. This had all sorts of fun things to buy, including some adorable ghost socks. As we finally got down the stairs, we passed the signatures of all those that had come before us, many of whom had their own experiences with the Beck family. The Becks were a large family with 11 people. When you start adding in the maids and others, it's not hard to reach a full 18 spirits in the house. The house has an obvious charm to it. It has a distinct feel in the interior, and many have come and gone and seen, felt, and communicated with something in the house. Did we communicate with Charles? Did we hear Papa Frank's name over the spirit box? Was that a whole conversation with Amelia? It's hard to know for sure. But with a vast number of experiences, it's hard to deny that there's something special about the Beck House. So whether you're a ghost hunter, someone interested in the paranormal, or someone that just wants the experience, the Beck House is an incredible place to stay. The owners have made it affordable for all and are an absolute delight to talk with. If you stay here, remember to compliment Mr. Beck, say hi to the kids, check in on Amelia, and be sure to sign the boards on your way out after your spectral searches.